Dragon Ball Super's animation has been something that's been widely inconsistent. A lot of people have been just, criticizing the series so far as a whole because we've had a couple of episodes that have not been, really well animated. So today, I, D-Free, and my companion, Dr. Blick, who is here as well, are going to do a video on this. So go ahead and say what's up, bro.
Yo, what is going on, my people? It is a UK chocolate brother, Dr. Blick, the darkest man around, and I'm here with D-Free, and yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super and its inconsistent animation. I mean, this is something that has sparked a lot of conversations on the internet, on comment boards and stuff like that, on people's videos. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't like this series because, it's just not really well drawn, etc., etc. This is 2015 versus 1990 Dragon Ball. 1990 Dragon Ball looked a lot better. It's just a huge comparison and contrast there. I personally think that, Dragon Ball Super currently is not really that badly animated. This is something I wanted to say, and something that I've mentioned to Blake a few times. After episode 5's debacle, nobody can deny that episode 5 was horrible and horribly animated. But ever since then, we're subconsciously watching for bad animation. Every episode, every single time, it's just like we're all just watching and waiting and just looking for bad animation. You don't have to sit there and pause it, but your eyes are now trained to watch for bad animation in Dragon Ball. When the reality is that, every series of Dragon Ball has had bad animation, similarly bad animation. Now, episode 5, the whole episode was damn near bad animation, so I understand why that episode gets flack, but I think that a lot of the episodes of Dragon Ball Super are actually really well animated, especially episode number 10. That was a really great episode. How did you feel about, the animation so far, Blick?
I feel at times it could be but like you said, most of the time you have to pause and look for it yourself. But as a whole, the animation's been okay. But then again, Toei not known for making the nicest piece of work out there. Like, people bash on Naruto's animation as well with Naruto vs. Pain and compare it to Dragon Ball Super's episode 5. Episode 5's animation was bad. That was horrible. That was disgusting, bruh. I'd rather look at someone's crusty toes on the bus or something than look at episode 5's animation. It was disgusting. It was horrible. But as a whole, was Dragon Ball did it really have amazing animation to begin with? Like, D3, you told me that you were looking back on the previous episodes and you actually said that the episodes 1 and 2, which people put up there as the greatest animation of Super so far, wasn't really that great to begin with. It's just that episode 5 pretty much showed us the ugly behind Toei animation.
Precisely, yeah. Episode 1 and 2 were not even that great. You could go back and watch those episodes and pause them at certain moments, just like you would with every other episode, and look for animation, and you will definitely find it. But those were some of the episodes that people said, oh, these are great, the series is great. Everything before episode 5, animation was never anything that was in question. It was never questioned. And I don't understand that. I mean, I do understand that, people are complaining because, the time gap. Old Dragon Ball seemingly looks better to a lot of people than new Dragon Ball. But what did you expect Dragon Ball to look like? I mean, we've seen what it looks like in the movies. We've seen what it looks like in the specials that have come out over the years. We see what it looks like in even redoings like Dragon Ball Kai's intro and outro. You see what new modern Dragon Ball looks like in comparison, and the way that they're drawn is different. That's the thing, I don't always hear bad animation, horrible animation rants. I hear people say, hey, they don't like how, the characters are literally just drawn. There's literally nothing wrong with them, but you can tell that there's an influence from a computer versus when it comes to coloring and stuff like that. People just say, I don't like how they're drawn, I don't like how they're shaded, I don't like this or that, but I'm like, that's modern, that's how it's gonna be done. You can't really gripe about that, and I don't understand that. I mean, you can tell how it looks different.
I was gonna say, I can see why they don't like it, because there are people out there that prefer the old style animation, for example. People out there prefer how it looked like before because the way it was drawn, and like you said, there's more computers, and with some characters they look a bit weird. At times Vegeta looks Hispanic, but I ain't gonna delve into that. But I can see what you mean. It's modern, they're gonna obviously try and make it look new. People would complain if they were gonna leave it the way it looked before. People would say, oh, they're so lazy, they can't even make it look nice and beautiful and all fresh and all kinds of nice. People were gonna complain anyway. But the thing about it is, I can understand people that prefer the old style of it, because me myself, I personally preferred the old style of it in some ways. But a new style, I don't really mind. I can settle for that. I can see why people dislike it, and I can see why people like it. It's understandable. But as a whole, Dragon Ball's animation was obviously going to evolve within time. Look at One Piece's animation from episode 1. Garbage, actually looking nicer. That episode 1, bro, that is a reason for most people to not even give One Piece a chance, because the animation is so damn crusty and awful. Even the art style,
and
Luffy's
One Piece
arms
looks
look
amazing.
too long.
Yeah, One Piece looks amazing now. It looks great. It looks incredible. And it's consistent. People say, oh, it's just Toei. They don't, you know, they suck. I even think I heard you say that, but One Piece is consistent.
No, One Piece is like consistent, but there are points like for example, say if you're watching a video of okay, let's say example for me or anybody else that has a video. If you pause it on a frame, you are gonna see a funny face. Especially in Dragon Ball, when they're moving so fast, there's going to be some points that Goku looks like he has 7 arms because of how they're trying to emphasize how fast they're moving. For example, like, if you pause it on me, there's going to be one that it looks like I'm trying to scratch my eyebrow with my chin or something, like something stupid like that. I'm just saying that, for example, or face that I pull that looks like I'm taking a big giant dump. Like, things like that. It's the way you pause it. If you pause someone in mid-sentence, obviously they're going to do a funny face. Or if you put it on loop, obviously it's going to look weird. If you know what I'm saying. It's
That's
just
true, yeah. I'm not a fan for prematurely judging something. Like, I feel like, you know, 10 episodes in is way too soon to say anything bad about Dragon Ball Super. I mean, why can't we just be happy, for one, that we got a new series? Everybody was hyped until they knew that they were going to be retelling stories. And now everybody's looking for things now, and animation has come to the forefront. I'm just not a fan of judging it because I feel like, personally, Toei has a plan. If the series stays badly animated throughout the... Hey, yeah, Toei got a plan. No, if the series stays badly animated... Stop it, Blick. If it stays badly animated throughout the entirety of Dragon Ball Super, however many episodes it is, then, you know, I really don't have anything to say about that, and I'll agree with you. Hey, it was a badly animated series. Not like every other anime is greatly animated, or every other series of Dragon Ball has been perfect, but I'll agree with you. Hey, Super wasn't too great animated, but if the story is good, I can kind of look past that because, you know, the bad animation is few and far between. It's when, like you said, when they're moving fast or when, you know, they're looking at somebody from like a distance and stuff like that. That's when you start seeing the really weird, funny looking stuff. I don't know, like, I just really feel like Toei knows that we've seen this shit, and I've told you this a few times. I just feel like deeper into Dragon Ball Super, the animation will get better. I just really feel that way. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, it's the beginning of the series. Not that that's the way they should be doing it, but the reality is they gave us a full-blown movie over the same exact stuff. So I don't know, like, I just feel like it'll get better. But even if it doesn't, I'm not going to be the one to judge it as a whole until I've seen the entire series. I'm just not that type of person. It doesn't make sense to be that way.
Okay.
So yeah,
Toei has a plan. I don't know why that made me crack up. And yeah, you got anything more to add, or that's pretty much it? Because I've said everything I wanted to say. Yeah. So
that was the last thing I needed to add, man. That Toei got a plan. Hashtag Toei got a plan. Somebody get it trending right now. Get on Twitter right now. Hashtag Toei has a plan. Hashtag Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
Hashtag episode 25.
Yeah, episode 25 was meant to happen.
I don't know. Yeah, that's it for me, man.
Yeah. So you want me to wrap up the video, or you're gonna try and steal my outro?
Yeah, go ahead. Nah. So, I don't steal your outro.
Okay. Just cut me off.
Say it better.
Okay. So, piss off! Stop! No! So, please comment and subscribe. I know I say this all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying, please leave a like rating if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, this UK.
Yeah.
Just bye. I'm done.